Community Heart Media. Your voice, your heart, your opportunity. Welcome to tonight's show.
Oh, here we are back in town again here on Community Heart, and it's after Cup Day, where it feels like a Monday, but it's actually a Wednesday here in the studios down here in Glenroy, 98.9 Northwest FM. It's Community Heart Radio. G'day, Julio. How you going?
Very good, Mark, and yourself and Kelly, and I hope everybody's doing well out there.
Yeah, it's a big show tonight, Julio and Kelly. How are you feeling? You're on mute there, but I think hopefully your internet is working. You've had some internet problems. Yes, it sounds like you've got some internet problems. But Julio, we might get you to introduce our guest tonight. He's a very special guy. He's known to Community Heart Radio, and it's really great to have him with us tonight. Do you want to introduce our special guest?
Yes, tonight we've got Brett Cardwell from Cardy Tunes, and he's a cartoonist by all trades, and also a man of many talents as well. Drawing, making videos, photography, you name it, he's got his hands in it. So it's an interesting guy to have on tonight's show.
Thank you.
Yeah, Brett, it's great to have you here, mate, on Community Heart Radio today. And I think we're going to have Kelly in and out a bit with her internet, but we'll see if that can come good. It's probably the rain-affected internet, I'd say. But we'll try and fix it up. We've got a very special show. Do you want to maybe introduce yourself, mate? You're a cartoonist. Tell us a bit about who Brett is.
Who Brett is? Well, I'm glad you asked. Thank you, Mark. Who Brett is? Well, I've been. I just turned 50 not long ago, so that was a shock. But no, I've been drawing for as long as I can remember, and loving it. And so, and I think, as I said last time when I came on a long time ago, Mark, and loved drawing, always loved watching cartoons and the Crazy Bugs Bunny show and all those ones. Some of you guys might remember the King Leonardo show and Wacky Races and all the Jetsons and all those ones. I just loved watching cartoons as a kid, and all I wanted to do was draw. So that's where it started. So I've been drawing ever since, Mark, and loving it still, and teaching workshops in schools, all that sort of thing, which has been a pleasure, and sharing the joy of cartooning. So it's been really cool.
Fantastic, mate. Fantastic. And I'm not sure what Kelly's going to do. I think, Julio, didn't you try and fix up Kelly's internet?
I did, but I'm having a bit of problems with her modem, so we're going to be discussing that tomorrow at her place and try and fix it up together and move from there.
All right, well, she's dropped out completely, but I'm glad Brett's still with us tonight, so it's going to be great having you with us, mate. And
thanks, mate. I'd play you a song on my guitar, but I don't know how to play, so that's just a prop.
You are looking a bit high-tech there, and so is Julio, and I've sort of got myself in a different spot in the radio station here, so I'm hoping that's going to work okay. And so, mate, like being a cartoonist, how does one go about? Can you just run us through the steps of how do you become a cartoonist? What sort of preparation do you? I mean, is it all natural talent, or I mean, what's it all about?
I'm glad you asked, Mark. Actually, I've got this book.
Oh,
my latest manual, Ready to Draw Cartoons, and I guess and COVID forced me into making this one, but it is a revamp on what I did probably about 15 years ago. But the whole process doing this book in the last few months just made me really reflect on all that question, actually. And where did it all start? How do you become a cartoonist? One of the main things is you need a sense of humor and a silly.
So where do you get one of them from, mate? Do you go out and buy one? Do you cultivate that, or where do you get sense of humor from?
Well, again, probably watching too many cartoons as a kid. But no, I'm very thankful for a family upbringing that enjoyed some fun, and both grandfathers were very cheeky, and one was just a funny tease of a man. So yeah, I guess that, and I'm the youngest of the family. I'm not sure what that comes into play, teasing my older siblings all the time, but just to say. I think being a cartoonist, it gives you have a little bit of a weird or twisted, maybe, outlook on life. I used to get in trouble at school for in high school for just drawing all the time, still drawing through high school, and also just drawing little caricatures of teachers and things like that. So, yeah, I don't think you can buy it. I don't think you can force it. It's just one of those things. I reckon you're born with it, but you can learn how to draw. You can definitely learn that side of it, and what shapes and lines to use. I mean, I teach preppies how to do that, and they come up with some awesome cartoons. But I just, as we develop, I think what I love about it, Mark, is everyone's pitches are different. And as I say to people, don't rub things out to kids and even high school students. Don't get out your eraser and try to rub everything out and say, mine doesn't look like Cardy's, or mine doesn't look like the person's next to me, because everyone is unique. And that comes out in our drawings. And as artists know, it really is an expression, isn't it, of yourself. So yeah, I guess my style is an expression of me and my humor. And I mean, of course, some cartoonists might look more on the dark side of life,
Yes.
or the political side or whatever. So it's just one of those things. I think it sort of comes with you naturally as you're growing and as you're developing your own character.
Yeah. So give us a look at that book again. Let's just sort of, because it'd be really good if people from tonight got some insights. And don't forget, it's 98.9 Northwest FM. If you want to ask Brett a question or a comment, make sure you put it in the chat, and I'm sure Brett would love to answer or hear your comment. So just go on Facebook and give us a comment here. Brett, maybe let's just run through the index of the book.
No problem.
And before we do that, Kelly, are you back with us? How's that internet going?
Wow, you got to love IT difficulties. So when you have to sit right by the modem and you figure it out. And I'm grateful I have a friend like Julio who knows exactly what to do.
Great.
Good on you,
Great. Well, we're just going to have a look at Brett's book here. It's called Ready to Draw Cartoons. The Awesome Simple Way. Fantastic.
The Awesome Simple Way, yes. So here it is, guys. So one thing I do have, this is my mascot. His name is Toons. And Toons will appear. So this book, I've really done it because I've taught in schools for a very long time. And I've done cartoon workshops for over 20 years. So, but I've made it for adults too. And a little bit of my silly humor comes in there. But Toons is my mascot, and all the way through, it's like he's there on the journey, helping with the journey. The other cool thing about this book, and thankfully for technology these days, and really one positive thing that come out of all the COVID-19 is the QR codes, and we all know how to use those, right? So what I've been doing is inserting these, and you can scan the QR code and a video will pop up as a video tutorial for a particular lesson in the book. Yeah. So cool. I start off with how to draw expressions. It's very easy. And it's all in the eyes. So that's my starting point. I teach that the eyes, and but the saying says the eyes are the window of the soul. And so
can I ask you a personal question, Brett? Can I ask you a personal question? Has Julio undertaken any of these lessons? Is he now a cartoonist, or how's this book gone on, Julio?
I'm glad you said that, Julio, because because all's got me to join up with the Ride for Kids Cancer recently. So I took up his challenge, and he should take up this challenge of becoming a cartoonist as well.
What do you think, Julio? Do you reckon you can do it?
I can, but I'll be drawing a lot of Brett if I keep doing that, and he'll be sick of me sending him Brett for cartoons.
Yeah, you know who Mr. Gru is from Despicable Me. Just draw him with a beard.
Hey, we've got a comment here for Kelly. She's got a bit of a fan club, Kelly, out there. Milton says, "Can't wait to see your smiling face, Kelly." So a lot of people love your smiling face, Kelly. A lot of people love Kelly on the show. So.
Oh, well, I was going to say to you, Brett, do you know my cartoon character growing up, and I was given a nickname where they merged my first name and my last name. So my last name, it is a Swiss and Samoan last name.
Yeah.
And it rhymes with muesli. So they, of course, Kelly, muesli, Kellogg's. And so I was the Kellogg's bar that was dancing around. There you go.
Oh, there you go. You became your
Yeah.
own cartoon character.
Mm-hmm.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, very good. Well, there you go, Kelly. I'm sure you could take that as well and that experience and come up with your own drawing of that character as well. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
You might come up with your own
I'd
comic
love
book.
to. And I love it how you've said that's what the positive you're seeing with the COVID. I totally agree. Where you can do the QR code, scan in now on those lessons and everything. So you said that you teach in schools, like what age group do you teach and things like that?
So really, a lot of it is primary, but I do secondary as well, really up to year 12.
Cool.
So it's been a good learning experience and great journey. And I guess this manual reflects that. So it goes through the basics of cartooning, then goes into action, and then actually caricatures at the end.
So the face is that the most important thing of a cartoon, the face, or
it is, Mark? Yeah, just getting those expressions, and it's easy to learn a few expressions: happy, sad, angry, scared, and all those ones. And really, I was saying about the eyes before, and when I teach kids to draw comics of, you have a couple of characters there, that they're really connecting with their eyes. They're looking at each other. Or you might have a character looking at an object, and as long as their eyes are looking at that object, the people looking at your cartoon will also look at that object, if that makes sense. So we tend to follow the eyes of the character, and that's what I love it so much. If you like, I'll just I'll switch over and show you this little demo of a picture I've done. So this little guy here, the cocky, don't give up. And you see the strain on his face there. One eye shut. And so I just whacked this up during I think it was our first big lockdown, or long one we had, just to show that we're going to get through this storm as such. So, but I
so
just
who is your audience with this? Like, I'm just thinking this would be so incredible for workplaces, for community groups, for youth, like as an expressionist tool as well, and even papers. I don't know, but do they still, use
papers are well, they're tricky to get into.
Oh, okay.
But I have worked with councils, a lot of councils and youth groups before, which is fantastic, and VCAL students and kids who are struggling with school. The other thing I do is stop motion workshops with plasticine, and that's really awesome. I'm doing one in Broadford tomorrow at a primary school. But the cool thing, just to watch kids take this plasticine and make some funny character, and then when they see that character come to life, which you can do on an iPad these days, they just get such a kick out of it. So I did one with Rosebud. It was a community VCAL program down there years ago, and they did an anti-smoking one where I came into the cameras and microphone, and they did the voiceovers and everything, and that played at the Rosebud Film Festival. So that was fantastic, and they got a real kick out of that too.
A bit later, we're going to be doing probably your 5 top points, maybe from a cartoonist for life. But you got any underlying philosophy of your cartoons that you're trying to do?
Yeah.
What's the message you're trying to get across?
One of them, I guess sharing the joy, Mark, would be one of the main things. Share the joy, because people, young and old, usually like cartoons, and cartooning is an awesome way to get a message across. We see them in newspapers all the time, don't we? And but I just love to share the joy, or a little laugh. If you can bring a smile to someone's face, or get them to think out of the box, or think about something differently, see something differently, and make people laugh and just have fun. That's my main thing. So share the joy would be the big one.
That's a great thing, mate. And Kath Lyle has asked you a question. Why do you think that students are so interested in learning to draw cartoon characters?
Thanks, Kath. A good question. I reckon one of the main things is when kids realise that they can draw a cartoon character, and cartoons to them are, right up there from watching from TV as when they're small, to realise that they can do it and just learn this little process, and that's their cartoon character, and they just get excited about it. It's so much different to, I guess, life drawing, where you go to try to draw an actual hand, and that's crazy hard, right? And I'll show you samples later on if you like. But how to draw a cartoon hand just by using three simple shapes. And they realise, hey, they can do a thumbs up, and they can put it on their school project. And it's just to find out how easy it is for them just by learning a few steps is so cool to see the joy in their face. Yeah.
We're hoping to get maybe drawing a picture tonight, mate, to show the audience.
Sure.
I know Julio's a bit hard to draw, but Julio, what do you think about this cartoon stuff? Are you tempted to become a cartoonist?
Me, I think I got enough on my plate, to be honest. So Brett knows it as well. So basically, I wouldn't mind. I love drawing. I used to draw quite a lot of just still drawings while I was in the military, and kept myself that way enthusiastic to what I was doing every single day. So it'd be, it's a great thing, great hobby to grab on when you got nothing better to take the fun out of the world and make it light for yourself.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Well, Julio, Kath Lyle's put another question up. She's right into this. Do they draw on paper or any particular software program? I think she wants all your tips there.
Wow,
Brett.
Kath doing well. Yeah. In class time, or I've been doing a lot of Zoom sessions, they will draw on paper straight away. That's the easiest way to go. The software, we use a software for stop motion, a free app called Stop Motion. As simple as that. And that's a brilliant app for doing animation with. But yep, a good old paper and pencil, that's all they need. Yeah.
What about for those of us adults who are not artistically, that's not necessarily one of their strengths?
Yep. And that's the other thing I guess, Kelly, I've learned with is the same as kids. When adults realise, and you hear it a lot, I can't draw for nuts, I can draw stick figures. That's what I can draw. And then I've done plenty of adult sessions where they've just realised, I can do this. This is, I ran recently a community session up in Whittlesea, and we called it it was through the council as well, and called it the Whittlesea Cartoon Project. Cartoonist project,
so cool.
And got adults and kids together on Zoom, and a few adults got back to me and said, they just wanted to join in and with their kids, and they got drawing as well, and then realized, I actually enjoyed that, and I look at my character, and I was so proud. So it's really cool. Yeah,
a great creative outlet and session and way that they can.
Well, it is, because it doesn't take long, and that's what I've always loved about cartoons. My mum, she paints oil and uses pastel. She's an artist. And what I loved about cartoons was how quickly, just a few lines and a couple of dots and a squiggle, it can resemble something. And I just found that when I was young, and just loved the way, just by learning a few squiggles, you can put something together.
I think we've discovered why Kath Lyle loves you so much. Being a primary school teacher,
there you go,
primary school teachers love you, Brett, out there, do they?
Oh, look, yes, I got a big following of primary school teachers. Well, no, I love going to primary schools, and been doing it for a while, and just have a lot of fun doing it. And I think I owe a few people gratitude through my life, and one of them is big time for schools, because a lot of the skills I learned and to teach more effectively came from having the opportunity to go into schools and chill with the teachers, and big shout out to teachers. I mean, they do such an awesome job, and always got their hands full, and always have to think and plan ahead, and it's awesome. And it's all right for me to come in for an hour, Mark and Julio, and just say, "Hey, let's have some fun, kids. Here we go." And then I leave, and they're all like, "Yay!" And then teachers are just day in, day out committed to help them learn and be the best they can be. It's awesome.
Well, I think Janine Chandler's right on the money here. She maybe thinks we should buy all our teachers one of your books. Where can we buy your book from, Brett? It'd make a great Christmas present. That's a great suggestion.
Yes, straight on my website, cardytoons.com.au, and I have a page there. It just says shop at the top, and you can go directly on there, and I'll post it out straight away. So $15, cheap at half the price, and it's 40 pages. I've sold a few. It only came out about a month ago, and just starting to get them into schools now they're reopened.
Have you got a favourite page there? Because a lot of people like the caricatures. What about that one, mate?
Yeah, let's have a quick look at that one.
Can we have a quick look at that one? Because I'm looking forward to doing a picture of Kelly tonight.
All right, cool. So let's go. So I'll just come back to that.
Because we'd put that one up on our website, wouldn't we, Julio?
Yep, sure can.
All right, fantastic. So I get over here. This one looks a bit like Julio. Look at this one. Oh, there he is with the big chin. That's a bit of a Dwayne Johnson expression there, and I've mentioned the Ulls a lot. That he's like a mini Dwayne. But I'm sure you've all seen this guy. I'm just going to zoom up on there and just focus on him a bit more. So one night, sitting in front of the TV and watching Pyro, David Suchet, who plays him. So I had a bit of fun with him. Now, these ones are more semi-realistic, so I was showing how, I'm using cartoon eyes here, and that's very cartoony. But this one's more of a comic style. And then I draw a lot of caricatures like this guy. In fact, I might flick over to my screen and you'll get a better view. So I get asked a lot to do characters of different people, and usually I find myself doing them. Here we go, you guys who are school teachers. So I draw a lot of school teachers. In fact, lots of schools get me to draw a cartoon of the staff. So and then just a little hobby. So of course we've got loves the science and loves a cat. So you've got all those type of ones as well. Families, here we go. So this one was the whole family sitting there. So so I try not to with cartoons, caricatures. I guess in the past I've gotten a bit of trouble exaggerating people, and especially a long time ago, I used to do some in shopping centres, and you find, especially if you exaggerate ladies, you get in a huge trouble, so as you can imagine. So I stopped doing that and started to pick out people's good points. So you see here, I've got a ton of stuff I've had to do. And some more school teachers, local school here. So just a lot of fun. How long have you been
doing this for in total, Brett? And what really got you into it? Like you said, you used to do it at malls and things like that.
That's right. Yeah, I guess just opportunity over the years was cool. Sorry, I'll just flick through back here to the start. I'll show you one here. But I just had a couple of opportunities. I guess schools is where it all started. And here's one I prepared earlier. Good old Melbourne.
Melbourne, that's good.
And I'm a Bulldog supporter, so it wasn't a real joy to draw this one, but anyway. But I guess schools is where it started. I grew up in Whittlesea, and Whittlesea Primary School was actually one of the first caricature I did to get paid for. I just finished high school, and one of the staff at the Whittlesea Primary School asked me to draw, I think it was her son, and I drew it and got paid for it. And thought, so that was the first one I had done. I eventually moved to Seymour and became the cartoonist of the Seymour Telegraph. So that was a long time ago. And started to draw caricatures at the local council and shop owners and all that sort of thing.
I'm interested, Brett, about these. That you said that you had two types of qualities. You sort of used to emphasise some qualities, but now you only emphasise the positive qualities. What's can you give us an example of what you're talking about there? Is it the smile, that sort of things like that, or what are you looking for?
Drawing caricatures that actually look like the person is definitely comes back to the eyes, because I could just put big round circles and a couple of dots for the eyes on a caricature, but if you really want to capture a person, get the person to smile, and our eyes squint, they change shape when we smile, so I really try to capture that smile in the eyes as I'm doing that, and I tend not to go crazy on features these days. I just do the head and then give a funny little cartoon body, and I think that's fun enough, because some people are sensitive, and I've had people in tears before, and kids.
Yeah, me.
Yeah, that's right.
We've got Elkie's given a comment here that she works in a primary school. They've seen how cartoon illustrations are used to develop social stories. These social stories help students deal with issues such as bullying and promote self-regulation and positive behaviour. Very great comment, Elkie. Thank you very much. What do you think of Elkie's comments there?
Yeah, absolutely. And such a simple way with cartoons to give a positive message, if you choose that way, that kids can really relate to cartoons. They love cartoons pretty much. So just to reaffirm the positive messages that schools are trying to get through. Values, the school value system. I mean, every school has values, right? And most of them are very similar. Thank you. Yeah. And so the other thing I do is murals in schools, and I often paint cartoons on walls or rebound walls and things like that. And some schools ask for a values wall, and it's just a cool way of having these fun cartoon pictures on walls in schools with the values that kids will be constantly reminded of them, and how to it's something to aim for in their behaviour and their character.
Yeah, I think you definitely got a great, and I don't know how we're going to do the 5 points, Julio, but definitely you've got a great story to tell, because you've got a great medium. Don't you think, Kelly, it's the medium of cartooning that has got the power, and then you've got the message. So it's sort of like the medium and the message.
I almost, as you're sort of talking about it, I almost think it's like probably, and correct me if I'm wrong, the last 18 months has been a really good opportunity where you can network and explore these other opportunities. Like I know for myself, if it was like a ladies' night, and you said, right, we're going to have a Zoom session for a couple of hours, have a glass of wine, and we're going to all draw, learn how to draw this incredible picture. I'll be like, oh, okay, that's, it's something fun, it's something different, and it's something creative. But then also having worked with councils myself and engagement, I definitely know that working with youth, they really love that. Working with different community groups and centres, they really like that too. And the other thing you probably have experience in is with different cultural groups too. I know in New Zealand we have to do a lot of like different translations with the different cartooning and translate into different languages. And you might have seen some of the famous movies, for example, and they have their little dresses on and their authentic way that they dance and they move, and it's really, really cool.
Oh, fantastic. Well, Kelly, being from New Zealand, you are, right? So I just want to show you something. This is one of the big influence in my life. Here we go. Can you see this? Let me see. I'll just take my light back a bit further. Foot-right flats. There we go.
Yes. You learned it at school.
Yes. Kids, this is called a DVD. But,
Yeah. Yes.
yeah. So Foot Rot Flats. I used to read the comic strips when I was the comic books, and New Zealand cartoonist Murray Ball. He was fantastic with
Yeah.
his dog, and used to read those books and love them through primary school. So, and I grew up on a farm, and my grandfather had a border collie, and we loved chasing sheep. So around that, I started my own cartoons about my granddad and his dog and stuff like that. And yeah, so a lot of fun.
So Murray Ball was a role model for you.
Absolutely, yeah. The other one was, and Mark, you remember, and Julio, mate, Weg, the cartoonist from Melbourne.
Yep.
He used to do all the footy mascots.
Yeah.
And,
All original VFL articles.
That's right. And I went to a cartoon workshop with him when I was in year 9, back in 1986. It was a weekend at Swinburne, and my mum, being the encouraging mum she was, she said, I'm going to book my son into that. And I was the only kid there, really. They're all adults. And I sat up the front and was just mesmerised by his humour and the way he drew so fast. And it was just awesome. So, and I tell kids that at school. I said, I went to a cartoon workshop when I was in high school, and here I am today, just remembering that and just remembering how excited I was. It was just fantastic.
Well, look, don't forget you're on 98.9 Northwest FM. It's Community Heart Radio. You've got Julio, Kelli, Mark, and we've got a great cartoonist, Brett, here with us, teaching us and giving us some insights into the world of cartooning. We would like you to keep going with your comments. We've had a couple of primary school teachers on. We've had a very generous mother who's going to buy us all cartoon books, which is fantastic. So we really appreciate that. We're hoping you're going to see some of Brett's cartooning live in the next half hour. So no pressure on you, Brett, but hoping we see just some of your cartooning live. And also we're going to hear, I think, Julio, some of Brett's philosophy of life or messages he wants to give out there from a cartoonist. Is that what we're going to, Julio?
Yeah, I reckon it's a good idea to give, let's see, Brett's idea about life and how art fits into that, and especially the cartooning world, and why we need humour. Why is humour so important in our lives?
I think, Brett, you've already given us one of your reasons as the first point, number 5. But while you're doing this, obviously we want to see you're doing a little bit of drawing. So hopefully we're not giving you too much to do at once, because I know you're a great multitasker, but we don't want to stretch it too far. But what was that first point you did reckon about the whole message that you're trying to get out there in primary schools?
Share the joy.
Share the joy. That's a good one. Come on, guys, let's get a comment on the Facebook page. I know you're listening. We've got a number of great listeners out there. So put a comment down, ask Brett a question. Julio, let's put the first one up there. Share the joy. Kelli, what do you think about Brett's first point of sharing the joy?
Yeah, I was going to ask you, do you think, like, it comes to my mind, Murray Ball was one, and the second is with that political aspect around, particularly last, 18 months of COVID, but what we would see in papers. Can you share that joy in that political aspect? Do you think that you can turn it into positive?
For a time. There's definitely a season for that. Our window of opportunity might be very narrow. Yeah. And like some cartoonists these days, and I have heard comments said that they've got to be extremely careful these days, not like it used to be. And so, sharing the joy is definitely through the political scene. Remember last year how everyone was doing memes about masks, and we were having a bit of a laugh for a while, and this year it just wasn't funny at all. Remember that?
True.
That's right.
So there is a time and a season, and I think, if we can capture it and bring a bit of a twist to it or a fun thing, yes. I know a cartoonist got the sack. Was it last week? I won't mention who or what.
So you're basically saying that choose your time and place.
That's a good one. Also, I might use that for my second lesson. So I'm trying to think what other four I can bring up. No, that's good.
Is there more and more cartoons? Is it a boom industry, mate? You're finding there's a lot more cartoonists coming out there, or is it a dying art, or what?
That's interesting you say that. You know how 2D only up to a few years ago seemed a dying art. I'm talking about 2D animation, like say The Simpsons. Well, The Simpsons is famous, and Family Guy and ones like that, and they'll just keep going. But yeah, from your traditional, Bugs Bunny show stuff, then all moved to 3D. A ton of kids shows are in 3D, and then along came Bluey, and Bluey has just got the world spotlight, the stage, hasn't it? And it just goes to show the power of 2D. And let me just say, it is back, because from Netflix to all these different streaming, they're just craving good material and animation and adult animation. I'm not talking about crazy, sleazy animation. I'm talking about that adults can sit down and get the adult fun humor as well, while their kids are watching the art, so to speak. So, yeah, it's back. It's growing. It's a growing industry. Actually, in Australia, it's a growing industry. In Melbourne, is growing. Sydney's been hot for a fair while with animation, but there's quite a few studios in Melbourne now, and they're just being asked to produce stuff. So, which is awesome.
Do you think another field, or what comes to my mind, is Lord of the Rings as well? You know what I'm talking about.
Yes, yeah.
You're saying 2D, Lord of the Rings.
Yeah. Yeah. Remember Lord of the Rings movie, the Warner Brothers 2D one years ago? I ended up going back and watching that after watching Lord of the Rings, and just thinking, oh wow, Peter did take some of those scenes and from the 2D one and use the same camera angle and everything. They're quite amazing.
Well, mate, we started drawing our little caricatures tonight. You're going to give us a little bit of an example of where it starts, and then we can see where it sort of ends up by the end of the show.
Indeed.
We could have a look at the start if you
flick over. This is I use an app which a lot of parents might have for their kids as well. It's getting expensive now, but it's called Procreate, and it's a fantastic app. And I'll just flick back and show you guys. Okay, so you got a ton of brushes. It is pretty much like Photoshop, but on an iPad. And so over here I've got, let me see, a canvas, new canvas. Right, I've got my canvas up, and now I push this button, brushes, and you just got a ton of drawing brushes and all that sort of stuff. So it's fantastic. But the coolest thing is you've got layers, and you can just add layers. So I'm going to add a few of those. And now Julio is an easy caricature to draw. Sorry, Jules, my mate. But Jules, can I ask, what is one of your favourite hobbies? I know that, but I want you to tell everyone.
One of my favourite hobbies is photography.
Okay, awesome. Okay, so do you want me to just sort of walk you through drawing a caricature?
It'd be great, mate. Yeah, it'd be good to get Julio up there.
Yep. All right, Jules, here we go.
Of course, Kelly needs one for her Facebook page as well.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
Absolutely. Yes, please.
Okay, so I'll just do a quick one of Jules, but I want to explain. Julio is very easy to draw.
And, don't forget, if you're listening on the
I'm just
Facebook,
easy. That's what he says.
Send us a message on the Facebook to see what you think about this drawing of Julio. It'd be great to hear from people out there on the Facebook. As Brett is doing this drawing, just make a comment about what you think, whether he's on the ball or not. This is Julio coming alive right before your eyes.
Yes, indeed. Now,
I love it how quickly you can do it and how easy you make it look.
Now I can't see his ears, but I know they're quite small, aren't they? I'll just do some cartoony ears. Now, now what I have done, see, I've just looked at the shapes. I've left the eyes for a moment because I want to talk about those. But his head is super easy to draw, a bit like mine. And so So yeah. So what am I taking? What's the main thing is Paul's has got a shine on his head and a bald head. So I'll definitely do that. And he's got a crazy cheeky smile, right? So I'm just going to give him a bit of a Actually, hang on, I can go back. That's the cool thing about digital as well. Show me that smile again, Nils. Yeah, that's it.
That big
That's the way.
smile.
Okay. So he's got a bit of a cheeky grin. Bottom lip there. And I'll just do his teeth sort of coming in like that. And then his eyes. So see how when he smiles, right, his eyes squint. One more smiles. Oh, like they almost squint to being shut, right? So I'm just doing that now. And it looks a bit freaky at the moment, but I'll just put him looking that way. There we go. So you're not going to get out of it too easy, Alls, because you've got these. See these? These are called. They're not called wrinkles. They're called smile lines.
I think you're going to sell more of your book after this, and Janine Chandler reckons that I need one for my office as well, Brett. But
absolutely, yeah.
So, but this is fantastic, isn't it?
Community Heart Media.
Yeah,
this is where the fun begins, because this is what I like doing. The quick part of it would be, taking it and just drawing the little cartoon body, and I'm just drawing a camera now, and all sort of holding.
It's just amazing, don't you think, Kelly, how quick he's doing this? And this is all live radio, by the way. This hasn't he hasn't made it up before, but this is as we go. It's fantastic.
Yes. So here he is, and he likes taking photos, landscape. So I can just draw some hills in the background, and maybe a cloud there, and better do that.
So what do you do if you're not doing it on digital, where you've got piece of paper and pen?
So piece of paper and pen, you can't really make mistakes, and you just go for it. Digital is a bit cool because I can rub things out that, and I can change a few things. But the other cool thing about it is color. So I can choose my color. Got some sort of nice tan skin. What a guy! And grab the airbrush if I want to, and just start coloring it in like this. So it's just a lot of fun. And this is a layer. I was talking about layers.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Doing a layer underneath, and just filling in.
Well, I've got a few people wanting you to do me as well. Looks like Milton says he reckons that's great, and needs to do Mark as well. But it looks like I'm getting popular here. But this is amazing, isn't it? And your book, which is going to be on sale, all proceeds go to Community Heart Radio. But it's fantastic. This is fantastic, isn't it?
Yes, indeed. I have. They go to the hungry children. I've got 2 hungry children.
This is fantastic, isn't it?
So it is cool. It is cool. So I'll just quickly throw some other color on there, and then I can move on to you guys, and then flick it through. So the cool thing is, of course, with digital, you can throw it out as any JPEG or PNG or whatever. This is a cool app because you can also make, if you want to, you can do animation, like GIF animations as well. Oh. So if I wanted to bring the camera up and go click, I could do that as well. So yeah.
Well, Janine Chandler, who's buying about 100 copies of your book, she thinks it's pretty good.
Thanks, Janine. Amazing. All right. So next one. So who would you like me to draw next?
Oh, we better get Kelly. I think we better get Kelly.
All right. Or I was going to say to you, do you often get asked to draw, like for gifts and things? Or I've got one very energetic kitten here who...
You'd like yourself with the kitten, is that right?
I'm not going to grab him at the moment, but I would say many students probably ask, like you said, to draw.
Oh, they do. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, I know what you're saying now. So absolutely, Kelly. Now, Kelly, are you using a laptop or what are you using there?
Yes, I'm using my laptop.
Yeah. So can you bring yourself a bit closer to the camera? Is that a possibility?
Yeah, we want to see a bit more of you, Kelly, and put a bit of light on. But while we're doing that, we've got Gloria Anderson. She's wondering about whether we're going to auction any of this off, Julio. I reckon, I don't know how much.
Ooh.
I reckon you'd get quite a bit for your portrait there. You're very popular out there in the social media set at the moment. So that's good. And then Milton, I think he wants to be a cartoonist. He wants to know what the app is again. What's the app,
Yeah,
Brett?
it's called Procreate.
Procreate.
Procreate. Yep. Now, Kelly, is that
Yes.
all? Yeah. So we'll sort of come a bit close to the camera there. Give us
Yeah,
a
I
big
think-
smile.
Yeah, come right
Big
up,
smile,
Kelly,
Kelly,
because
that's
everyone
it.
wants to
Yeah.
see you. Milton wants to see you as
I
well because he's
know.
one of your fans. He's one of your fans. So there you go. You got a lot of fans out there, Kelly.
Nice
Look at
big,
this, eh?
nice big smile, Kelly.
Big
That's really
smile
cool.
there. That's it. That's what you want to see.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
And, you got the teeth
Well,
have
we're going to put all these on Community Heart website. We've got one of Julio. We're going to have one of Kelly, and then hopefully I might get one, and we're all going to be up there. But this is fantastic, Brett. Everyone's really enjoying it, and they're going to get your
cool.
book. They're going to get your app, and
So
we're going to auction this off. And
What can you do on the app, Brett? Like, so you can, is it a pay one or free or?
This app that I use,
Yeah.
Procreate, is a paid one, Kelly.
Mhm.
It's quite
Okay.
it is quite hey, have you got a ponytail?
I do at the moment.
Show. Do turn around, please.
Oh, there you go.
a little
Yep,
brunchy thing. And Kelly, what's your hobby?
What's my hobby? Dancing.
Yeah, what do you love doing?
Dancing.
Sorry?
Dancing.
Nothing.
dancing.
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 Dancing. You sound like my wife because she's from South Australia and she says dancing as well. So all right, so dancing it is, because I can't have you dancing. That would be too.
Well, this is live radio, everyone. Just coming to you live from 98.9 Northwest FM. Julio, and we've got Kelly now up on the screen, and our amazing cartoonist, Brett. He's just doing an amazing job here. And Kelly's got a bit of a dance going on, Kelly. That looks pretty good, doesn't it?
She's doing the.
Kind of like
the
me
whole-
doing my Zumba or Bollywood, definitely.
Oh,
There we go.
fantastic.
And we've got the flinging through the air to the music to Swan Lake, maybe.
And Gloria likes it. Gloria's pretty happy with it all. It's good to see Gloria here tonight. Thanks, Gloria, for listening to us.
And
Good
so
on you,
with
Gloria.
this Procreate app, Brett, what does it allow you to do?
What's it allow you to do? So, actually, you know what? I'm only showing you the ink brush and some airbrushing underneath it. But to be honest, a lot of artists use it. So
Okay.
if you find yourself at night sitting in your bed and you think, well, I don't really want to get the canvas out because I'll get paint everywhere and it won't be good. Just get out your Procreate on your app, and with you do need the Apple Pencil though. If it wasn't for the pencil, I wouldn't. You can't do it. But it is the pencil that makes it.
And your talent, of course, Brett. Now, Julio, I've got another comment. I think Kelly needs to do something about this one because I think Julio wants to see Kelly do a bit of a dance. That's Can you give us a move, Kelly?
Kelly.
No pressure. No pressure.
Well,
I will, Gloria. I promise you, when we're streaming live out with community members, I guarantee you that.
There you go. So, Kelly, so dancing is definitely your thing.
It is.
Yeah, could have been you doing the hucko, but that's all right. All right. And
what do you think, Julio? It looks good, doesn't it?
All right, and a little pink tutu thing.
Yeah.
There we go. And your hair, I can't really see. Is it brown? Is it ginger? What is it? Is it light?
Brown.
Light brown?
Light brown.
Sort of, probably lighter than that. Okay, so we're going to go light brown.
Mm-hmm.
That looks orange to you on your screen,
Yeah.
but maybe something like that. Is
She
that
might
too
be
dark?
looking at changing the colour of her hair, Brett. So put whatever you like there.
There you go. All right. Well, we can definitely do something with that later. There we go.
And nothing to do too. Definitely, Gloria. I completely agree.
Yep. And
Gloria's
and
getting
the
a bit
last thing,
cheeky there.
one more big smile, please. Okay, cool. So just one thing I want to show you guys. So sometimes this is another cool thing about this app. I'm going to mask in the teeth area there and put some gums, because some people, when they smile, show their gums. Okay. So Kelly, one more big smile.
Yeah.
One more big smile.
I'm thinking to myself, do I show my
Okay,
gums?
so just at the edge. That's all right.
I've got straight teeth after braces.
Very well.
Yeah.
Well done. So I'm they're just a little bit of gums and some the other thing is just a little bit of lip
gloss,
lip on there, and some lip on here. Yeah, definitely. And what color eyes have you got?
Hazel.
So the cool thing with this app, we can go around and sort of get a hazily color
Merge the colors
and zoom in. That's the other cool thing. You can zoom right in here, color in, and
that looks fantastic.
Like that.
Well, there you go, Kelly. I'll put that on your profile.
Oh, absolutely. Do you think these kind of things are going to be I'm not even over the last 18 months, but when you're saying with schools and adolescents and things where it can really help with mental health and that sort of thing as well.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. So, art is a wonderful way of relaxing as well. So, whether it's colouring in, the old therapy of the colouring books for adults have been very popular. But yeah, absolutely.
All right, look,
so,
we've got another 5 minutes left. Brett, can you do
okay.
5 minutes? I'm pretty easy to do.
Left the best till last. Okay,
well, Milton's just made a comment there. He wants me done there.
Yep, absolutely.
The other area, Brett, have you worked in is I know they do this a lot in like palliative care in hospitals, with in cancer treatment patients and yeah.
I have gone in once to with the kids hospital at a time, which is cool. So yeah, absolutely. Now,
Brett, I'm happy, Brett, to be a radio man. So you could get me in the radio station.
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah. Okay, cool. So I'm going to put some headphones. Now, the other cool thing about this app is you can drop color like that. Now, that makes it super quick. Yeah.
That's fantastic, mate.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. I'm looking okay, Milton, aren't I? That's pretty good, isn't it?
What do you reckon, Milton? Hey, he's got the crazy beard going up. Give us a big smile, Mark. Oh, look at that. It's a very nice, wide smile, isn't it?
Yep.
Really good.
Is there any chance to put a schnitzel there, Mark?
I tell you what, I've got to give Paul Curry a call out. Crumbed schnitzels, unbelievable schnitzels, really good schnitzels out there. Having a big dinner there next week, and
cool.
We want to have our schnitzels, I tell you.
Yeah, good on you, Paul.
Paul Curry, he's a great man. He comes up pretty good on this sort of stuff as well, really. He's got some good features.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah. Good. And same with you, Mark. You've got very smiley eyes. Yeah.
Smiley eyes.
Yeah. There you go.
Well, there you go, eh?
Put a line across there for the teeth. So just finishing off, Mark, I've got to get that hot pink shirt in.
That's right. Yeah, you have to.
Yeah.
That is a beauty.
Yeah.
Well, we do appreciate all the listeners listening tonight. It's really great to have your interaction. There, it's really, really great. Thank you very much. And Brett appreciates the support with the book, feeding his needy family. And Kelly, it's been great having you. I'm glad your internet started working.
So am I. And so, Brett, if we are interested, if we know community groups or any of our listeners and friends and family who would like, you to do a session, how do we get hold of you?
Brett with a double T at cardytunes.com.au.
Brilliant.
Yeah, Julio will put that in the on the website or on the Facebook page. And we'll put a connection there because I know a lot of you want to buy a book. You want to be able to do this like Brett does there, and We got 98.9 there. Of course, this is Community Heart Radio tonight. We're just bringing you the best guests, aren't we, Julio?
That's right. That's it.
And there'll be a little podcast YouTube of this, will there?
Yes, there will be. YouTube will have this, and probably tomorrow morning. If you want to rewatch the show on YouTube and watch the other shows that are available on YouTube channel as well.
And you got the amazing Belinda's just made a comment as well, and we might have to try and get Brett out some schools or to do something with Big Brothers Big Sisters. Belinda's looking after a whole range of different programs. Amazing work of that Belinda Jane.
Well done.
Yeah.
I do have another website too. It's called cartoonworkshop.com.au. And that's the one that I do. I forgot to mention that one. And that's the one I do send a lot of schools to.
Yeah.
Cartoonworkshop.com.au. My book isn't on there at the moment. It was done a while ago. But, yeah. So there's another one they can look out at for the workshops and the different things available there. But just that last thing here is trying to get this. I'm not sure if I've got a bright enough pink.
Well, while you're doing that, Belinda's put another comment there, and she works for Big Brothers Big Sisters, Brett. So we might have to sign you up to do a workshop with some of our kids that are being mentored and teach them a bit about this. I think it'd be a great live workshop. And that is a nice pink shirt. Who would wear a pink shirt like that?
I know. You might wear it every
No.
weekend. Yeah, you'd be thinking twice. No, it's Hey, Mark, what colour eyes have you got there, mate?
They're greeny, I think, greeny blue.
Greeny blue.
You got
Hazel, I think. Yeah, I don't know.
Hazel.
He does.
Yeah. Thank you, Kelly. Yes.
Yeah, another hazel.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Well, look, unfortunately, we're going to have to end the show very soon. It's been great having Brett. Tell you what, give him a hand. He's just done a great job tonight, bringing the world of cartoons to 98.9 Northwest FM. All our listeners on Facebook page and all around. And Gloria still wants the pink tutu. But, Brett, really appreciate it. And we have to come to a close now. But thanks for listening, guys. Thanks for your comments. Don't forget the book. We'll put that there. That's great. And really good show. Thanks, Milton. Julio, Kelly, really good. Brett, thank you very much for joining us, and we'll catch you next week for another great show on Community Heart Radio.